Okay, so now we're just gonna go over this deer and just kind of get it looking a little bit nicer, go over the ears, pull all of the staples that we put in while they were drying. And then we'll add some texture to our nose and just our lower eyelids, and I'll show you how we do that. So for now, I'm just going to go over this guy, give him a good look over for staples and extra pins, anything I might have missed. And I'll just feel over my ears, and then I'll just pop any staples that are there. And by now, these should be quite dry. They should be nice and firm. If you guys are doing this and you're feeling a lot of flex in your ears, it's not a bad idea to wait, give it some time. You don't want to rush these things. Now I'm just going to get into our lower lip here where we put some pins that would be showing otherwise. I'm going to pull those. Just go over my lip line really well. Just pull anything sticking out that I don't want to be there. Now some guys use a needle and syringe for this. I use just a toothpick. So I use standard Mod Podge and just a good old toothpick. And what I do is I start at the top, I work my way down. I just dip my toothpick in the Mod Podge. And then I just follow that nose pattern as best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. This can be very, I mean, you could spend all day on this, or you could just get it done. It can be really, really precise or not so precise, but basically all you're trying to do is follow that nose pattern as best you can. Add some small dots, add some big dots. They're not circular, okay? I've seen mounts where people put them on and they're just dots and they look pretty goofy. So you want to make sure that you're following kind of that giraffe pattern. And if the Mod Podge connects, like the dots connect or whatever, it's okay. Like I say, this can be as tedious as you make it, or, you know, can be fairly quick. Like I say, you don't have to make it absolutely perfect, but you can see I'm following that nose pattern pretty well here, and it's looking pretty good, and I'm not taking all day doing it. So again, this is just the simplified version of what you'll see a lot of people do, and this is just how I do it. Okay, so now what I like to do is I just take a little bit of epoxy sculpt here and I rebuild my lower lip a little bit, depending how messy it dried. So ideally you want a perfect bottom lip, obviously. When you do it in a hurry or anything's not perfect, you're gonna get a little bit of a wrinkle. Sometimes it's easier to just tuck it all the way in, but rather than just tucking it all the way in, which I think looks juvenile, I like to just take some epoxy sculpt. Just a little bit is really all it takes, and I just tuck that right in the mouth crack of my lower lip, and that is just gonna hide any buried pins that maybe might be sticking out but I don't want to pull out, that are kind of in the way there, and it's gonna just allow me to rebuild a perfect lip seam. So that's what I do. I just come in with my epoxy, and then I'll come in with my little tool here with a little bit of water on it, and I smooth it out. And I usually do this before I do my Mod Podge, but I forgot to. So there's my lower lip. That's really all it takes. And then I just might come in here and add a little bit of texture with my tool here. I'll just put some little lines in it, and then I might come back with my finger and smooth that out a little bit. And I can play with this and really just make it look however I want it to. And that just allows me to create what looks like a perfect bottom lip if I didn't get it right the first time.